This is a transcript between Matías de Stefano, referred to as me, and his higher self, referred to as I am. I am power. Me. Today I was wondering what power is. I am. And did you come to any conclusion? Me. Well, power is the noun of the verb to be able to do something. This means that having power is precisely the ability to I can, to recognize in one's ability to do things for oneself. However, on earth and society, it is not the same. I am. Power in societies is interpreted as being above others, having power over others. Me. Yes, more than anything, it has a negative connotation, which speaks more of control than of ability to be able to do something in itself. I am. Humans are the only animals that are aware of their gifts, their capabilities. Therefore, they were able to manipulate tools for the other animals are simply a random or reactionary action. This meant that from the great discovery of what they are capable of, they had control of their potentialities and therefore of their tools. So now they can do anything. Using a stick, a stone, a mortar, a plow, a hammer and nail. Using chemistry and writing, architecture, music, art, science, and technology. Year after year, the tools became more complex. Humans saw that they could build new realities because they had the potentiality and the power over the tools. But the more the population grew, the tools did not give too vast, and the single human could not do all the work. Because of this, one of the sages began to teach others how to use the tools, share the knowledge, and pass on the power. But the greater the number of people, the more hands, the more potentiality, and therefore the greater capacity for creation. So the older ones saw other humans as tools, as workers, as warriors, as subjects, as slaves, as employees. Then people became tools with which things could be done, and therefore over which they had power. Me. Using a person as a tool, like a hammer or a nail. I am. That's right. In this way, the sense of power that we possess today was constituted. Being in power doesn't make you powerful, let alone capable or wise. It just makes you someone who knows how to use people as tools, someone who can use people. Me. Until people liberate themselves, revolutionize themselves, and fight for their freedom, knowing what they can do. I am. And that's when they make the same mistake. Me. Which one? I am. At the moment in which the revolution occurs, and the chisel, the hammer, the nail, the gouge, the screwdriver, the compass, the level, the wrench succeeds in banishing the builder, they all begin to fail. Because now one of them must come to power. Well, each of them was taught to be what they are, and they do not know how to be anything else. They don't know how to be the builder, and therefore the battle will lead to chaos until a new builder appears to give them meaning and purpose to exist. Do you understand? Me. That is to say that the power struggle is constant? I am. The power struggle is constant if the power that is sought is the one that the other possesses. Kings and queens, emperors, rulers, all seek to have the power. The people were not educated to have power, but to be under power. Being a tool, a concept, was externalized that should never have come from the inferior of each one. Considering another person as a tool is not negative. The negative is considering that all tools are the same, that they are all hammers. If the tool did not find their purpose, their true power, after each revolution, a new builder will come and take power over them. Me. Therefore, the two types of power, the one that makes us what we are capable of doing with our inner potential, and the one that makes us want to use others as tools for our own purposes. I am. And both are the same, two sides of the same coin. A society without power or the search for power does not exist. Humanity needs the different power, but it needs to know what power means. The same is the ability to achieve and to give others the sense that each one has a useful potential for the whole, that each one is unique, and from that awareness, the builder builds an incomparable power, the creative freedom of all the tools. Me. Thus, the tools cease to be to become doers or builders. I am. It's called empowerment, another misused concept. Empowerment is not taking away the power of another to take the one that corresponds to me. It is awakening my ability to collaborate with the balance of the other. No need to be used or to use anyone. Real power is built when the being shows others that they are capable of awakening their own, something you call leadership. Me. And why would leadership be needed? I am. Because you're mammals. Simple. From the moment you were born, you are subservient to a mother and father as examples. One of the two will set the trend and direction of the group. The family has a natural hierarchy. It can be anyone, but it does, and something that it doesn't exist in reptiles and birds or other kingdoms. The mammal, especially the large mammal, has evolved to migrate, and in any migration, a guide is needed, someone who advances ahead. They have called him father or shaman, leader, king, etc. Today, it is a politician, those who have been awarded said power. It's natural, and it's not bad. Me. But hierarchical power hurts us. I am. So why haven't you changed it in the last 20,000 years? Me. Because there's always a new power or empire or dictatorship or other systems that subjugate again. I am. For a power to take effect, many must surrender to that power. In other words, if a control system arises in the world, it is because its population does not know how to use its power. Two factors add up: the irresponsibility or inability to awaken your own power, and the mammalian nature that flows in your blood, needing someone to follow. In other words, there's no such separate things as those in the village and those in power. You are all human, human with the irresponsibility of empowerment. Me. How do you solve this cycle? I am. Educating humans to awaken their inner power, reminding them of what each of them is capable of. The education that you have only gives you tools to become new tools. Knowledge and wisdom cannot be given, can only be shown. It is only the inner power that makes us seek knowledge and awaken wisdom. Learning what is taught today as a citizen is the next step to learning to be a person. Well, you are all individuals rather than a collective. It ignites the potential of the individual, and it will be useful to the collective, and in 3 generations, you will all be powerful. Me. And who will govern? I am. The knowers and the wise, those who have awakened their potential, serve as tools and guides, not as leaders. Me. Transcend the mammal phase then? I am. Evolve. Take power from the unconscious is to control the tools. Being the power from consciousness is guiding others to find their own tools. Me. This is very difficult to do. It takes a long time. I am. And what else do you have to do first? Me. Well, survive. I am. Oh, right, that detail. That is the biggest impediment to empowerment. The biological need to survive, to eat and sleep. Governments control populations through this. Religions do it, and even families. Today you go to your room without dinner. Punishment and reward, they call it. This is the main reason why there is a society, but not a civilization. The main factor of society are the agglomeration of individuals and groups so that through exchange they can survive in harmony as long as possible. The main factor of a civilization are the incentives to culture and intellectual development, to the formation of a searching of physiological or artistic spirit. It is evident that until you overcome the social needs, you will not be able to build a civilization. However, the paradox lies in the fact that the only way to solve the social is through the civilized. Each one has their own concept of what civilization means, but in reality, every people or being that has an awareness of itself. Me. I remember that 12,000 years ago, the rulers had to be very prepared in their inner being before coming to power, because they had to be a reflection to imitate, not to follow. I am. That is an empowered being. The goal of a coherent being which reflects internal balance in an external world, and the consistent both inwardly and outwardly. The current world is based on the forms of power, but not on its essence. The great challenge is to get out of the concepts of power, both from the right and from the left, as a center, beyond ideologies, beyond economic or educational positions, behind or inside all this, there is a common factor: humanity. Empower the human concept in each individual, and you will have humanity. Me. Therefore, those who awaken their inner power will be those who can help transcend the social to reach the civilized and thus evolved. I am. And for that, you must empower yourself. Me. I can. I am. I am power.